Hi everyone, I'm Helen. This is a 45-minute Vinyasa 2 class, and today we'll be working with the idea of handstands. It doesn't necessarily mean that we'll be moving upside down. If you want to, you're more than welcome to. There's absolutely no pressure, but we'll be playing with the idea of inversions, building strength through our arms, shoulders, core, as well as getting over some of that fear and building confidence to move upside down. Before we get started, make sure you have a safe space around you. You don't want to fall into any tables, any pets, any glass, whatever it is, windows. So if you are going to move around and try to go upside down, please feel free to spread out your space, clear it out, make sure it feels safe and comfortable. I love handstands because they're fun. They encourage me to play and come back to my inner child. But some weeks I've nailed them and they feel really steady, and other weeks I can barely get my feet off the ground. So remember that it's just a pose. It doesn't make you a better or a worse yogi or person if you can ever achieve it. Just a way to play and explore your body, your mind, your confidence, and your yoga practice. So when you're ready, we're going to start in a child's pose. Take your time to get onto your mat. Big toes together, knees wide or together, depending on what feels good on your low back and hips. And then drape your belly over or between your thighs and relax your forehead down. Hands can be out in front if you like. You can wrap your arms around your legs or take any other variation. And just allow for a moment of settling here. Notice how you're feeling. If there are any preconceived ideas about handstands or about your practice in general today. Start to lengthen and deepen your breath if you haven't yet. And maybe you set an intention of play, of exploration, or something else that's personal and meaningful for you right now. As you next breathe in, lift to a tabletop, hands and knees. Since we're on our hands in handstands, we'll make sure to pay special attention to them. So really spread your fingertips wide. Look down at your fingertips. See if you can press into the tips of your fingers and kind of claw at the ground a little bit, like you're pulling or digging. And then press into the base of your knuckles. So kind of that space where your fingertips meet your palms. There might be a little space underneath your palms, but you don't necessarily want a big lifting or moving away from the earth. We want to really feel grounded and connected, especially as we go upside down. And then you can keep your hands like this, start to move a little side to side, cow and cat, or any other movements. Or if you like, stretch out your wrists a little bit. Fingertips turn out to the side so your thumbs are forward. And this can be shifting your weight, just noticing how your wrists, your hands feel, or cow and cat. If you'd like a little bit more, you can turn your hands all the way back. Thumbs are out. Heels of your hands or wrist creases face forward. Maybe some cow and cat from here. I'm still just moving. And then feel free to flip your fingertips back to face forward. Stay, or flip your palms facing up, fingertips back. So you're flexing and stretching through your forearms a little bit more. Maybe it's one at a time, maybe both. Leaning back for me is a little bit more intense. You don't want to overdo it. And remember to keep breathing, even as we're moving a little bit. And then back toward your more neutral tabletop. Draw your knees together so they touch. Extend your right leg straight back behind you, breathe in. As you exhale, knee to nose, feel free to round through your spine like a cat pose. Inhale, extend, maybe a little lift of your head. Exhale, use your core to draw it in. Once more, breathe in. And breathe out. Come back to extension, inhale. Tuck your back toes under, so left toes tuck under. You're going to take your right leg up and back to a three-legged dog. Still really early in our practice, so notice if your left knee needs to bend. For me, it feels pretty tight in the back. If you want your right hip to open, bend your knee, roll your ankle, just explore. Stay rooted and grounded through your hands. Really press into your fingertips so not all the weight is in your wrists. Nice deep breath in. And then exhale, step your right foot forward between your hands or as far as it'll go. It may not go that far this early or ever. Sink your hips, reach your heart forward, find an inhale. Exhale, you're gonna hop switch your feet 3 times. See if you can stay pretty light. Use your core strength, left, right, left, and then step forward. Right foot meets your left. Halfway lift, breathe in. Forward folds, breathe out. Rise up, reach up, hands to the sky, full inhale. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Inhale, reach overhead. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Feel free to bend your knees, relax your head and neck when you make it down. Lift halfway, breathe in. Exhale, hands down, step back to a high plank upper push-up and hold it there. Feel free to lower your knees. Get strong through your legs, press back through your heels. Engage your low belly. For me, it helps to take a slight scoop under of my tailbone. Find that strength through your arms, your shoulders, your core, of course. And breathe here. Inhale, shift it a little forward. Lower all the way to your belly as you exhale, elbows hug your sides. Baby Cobra. Press into the tops of your feet, lift your heart, breathe in. Exhale, lower down. Twice more, maybe your hands go a little wider. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower, stay strong through your core to support your low back. Breathe in. And breathe out, child's pose. Hips to heels, knees can be wider together. Once more. A little moment to rest, reset between sides. Just notice what you notice. Where your mind is and what your breath is like. Inhale to tabletop. Use your exhale to draw your knees together. This time your left leg extends behind you, breathe in. Use your core strength to draw your knee to your nose, exhale. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to nose. Once more, breathe in. And breathe it out. Inhale, extend. Tuck your back toes under as you exhale, right toes tuck under, and then inhale to 3-legged dog. Left leg moves up and back. Notice how your right leg feels, what you want to do with your left. Feel free to move around. So as we start to move a little bit bigger, I encourage you not to overthink it. There's so much going on in handstand and really in all of our shapes. Sometimes we get caught up in our heads. I'll say a lot of stuff, but for me the easiest is just to visualize it and move into it. Breathe in. Exhale, step forward between your hands. Sink your hips, reach your heart forward. Inhale, hop switch your feet. So use your core strength to lightly move your feet forward and back. 3 times, right, left, right, and then step forward, left foot meets your right. Lift halfway, breathe in. Forward folds, breathe out. Rise up, reach up, arms sweep to the sky. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart, and then pause here for a moment. You can close your eyes. You can let your hands release by your sides if you like. Use the power of visualization, your own imagination, to see yourself in a handstand. Maybe it's straight up and down. Maybe you have some funky leg variation. Imagine yourself in it. Feel the lightness, the ease, add a smile to your face. And then inhale, arms to the sky. Blink your eyes open. Exhale, dive forward, forward fold. Lift halfway, breathe in. Exhale, hands down, high plank, upper push-up. Hold it there. And you're welcome to stay. Again, build some of that strength. Press the ground away. Really turn on your core. Find that inner fire, discipline. Or if you'd like to take a vinyasa to your belly for Cobra or halfway for up dog, join me. Shift forward, inhale. Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, up dog. Exhale to downward facing dog, hips to the sky. And first down dog with both feet down, move around a little. A lot of times, as we're moving into handstand, say from like a standing splits, it can help to be a little bit more open and flexible in your hamstrings and the back line of your body to get your leg a little higher so you don't have to hop quite as much. So we're not just building strength, but we're also building flexibility, a little bit more openness to create ease into those transitions. Feet together, big toes touch. Reach your right leg to the sky, breathe it in. Open up your hip, bend your knee, allow some movement. Stay rooted through your hands. Imagine turning your right shoulder down, it likes to lift. Extend your right leg long. We're gonna take a funky little hop. You're gonna imagine reaching your right leg to the sky, and you're gonna hop your left foot forward between your hands. And it may not go all the way there. I'll probably get about halfway. So inhale, right leg high, hop your left leg forward. Hold here, just feel a stretch. It might be more like a supported warrior 3. It might be kind of like a standing splits. And then as you next inhale, find your core strength. You're gonna draw your right knee forward and maybe stand. Maybe toes touch the ground, round it forward. Big breath in. Exhale to a forward leaning crescent lunge. Right foot reaches back, hands reach back, your heart reaches forward. Draw your left hip back, right hip forward. Take a big breath in, high crescent lunge, arms to the sky. And then exhale, settle. Even out your hips once more, lift your low belly, relax your shoulders. Find that strength and rootedness, this time through your feet, and imagine that same stability you feel in your feet, in your hands, eventually as we move upside down. Full breath in. Exhale, hands come down to the ground. Again, we're gonna hop switch our feet 3 times. See if you can get even lighter. I'm on my fingertips, you're welcome to be on your palms. Right, left, right. And then you're gonna step your left foot up to meet your right and rise right away to a chair pose. Left foot meets right. Inhale, hips low, hands high. Exhale, stay. Peek down at your toes, relax your shoulders. Find that balance of effort and ease, steadiness and sweetness. And then option to stay, option to meet us in down dog however you like, or play with your crow pose, starting to move a little bit upside down, building some confidence and strength, weight in your hands. So hands come down. I'm gonna take my feet back just a bit, lift your heels, take your knees toward your triceps or armpits or on the outside of your arms. Make a little shelf, and then imagine drawing everything into the center line of your body. We're shifting our weight, playing with balance. One or both feet can lift. For me, it's really helpful to look more forward. If I look down, my head goes down like a headstand. So thinking about shifting forward. And we'll use that same idea as we start to play into handstands. You can stay, you can hop, you can float it back. Make your way to downward facing dog. Please feel free to take breaks. Honor your body, your breath, especially if your wrists and shoulders are talking to you. That's when injuries happen, when we're going too far or doing too much. In your down dog, big breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, let it go. Once more, full breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Feet together, big toes touch. Reach your left leg to the sky and take a little movement. Open your hip. Circle, bend, straighten. Keep your left shoulder reaching down. Hands still rooted, connected. Really pressing through all of your fingertips. Extend your left leg long, square off your hips. So left leg is going to reach high. You're going to hop your right foot forward as if you're going to take a little bit of air. Maybe move toward kind of a handstand shape. For me, it's just an awkward transition, but it's fun. Left leg high. Hop your right leg forward. Feel the stretch. Hold here, breathe. And then tune into your core. As you next inhale, left knee draws forward. You're gonna stand, hug your left knee into your chest. And maybe your toes tap down. Maybe this is more rounded forward. Maybe this is more upright. Just a chance to kind of round. Big breath in. Exhale, forward lunge or forward leaning lunge. Left foot back, arms back, heart forward. Press through your feet, right hip back, left forward. Feel the long line of energy from your back heel all the way through the crown of your head. I really feel my right glute here. Maybe you do too. Inhale, arms to the sky. High crescent lunge. Use your exhale to settle and adjust once more. So those little micro adjustments, especially eventually as you move upside down, can really help you to find and refine and feel where your body is in space. This idea of proprioception. Also important to remember what's happening inside interoception. So feeling your breath, your heartbeats. One more inhale. Exhale, release your hands down. Another chance to hop switch your feet 3 times. Left, right, left. Take a big breath in. And then exhale, step your right foot forward right away into chair, hips low, hands high. Inhale here. Exhale, settle a little deeper. Breathe and feel. We're gonna move back into that crow or crow prep, or maybe you stay in chair, maybe you come to a child's pose. Please let this be your practice. Whatever you're doing, whether or not you go at all upside down today, you're still prepping and preparing your body for that confidence, that strength needed for handstand. For crow, hands come down, palms flat, spread your fingers. Make the shape that works for you. Look forward, lean forward. Try to float your feet. And this time I'm gonna hop back, land chaturanga, elbows bent. So legs back, heart forward at the same time. Big breath in. Exhale. Up dog as you inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Full inhale. Big exhale. Once more, breathe in. And breathe out. We'll take that same flow, 1 breath to movement. I'll walk you through it. Feet together, big toes touch. Right leg to the sky, breathe in. Exhale, hop your left foot forward toward your hands. Inhale, stand, right knee to chest. Round your spine. Exhale, lunge, hands reach back, heart reaches forward. Inhale, high crescent lunge. Exhale, release your hands to the ground. Hop switch just once. Step your left foot forward and rise to chair. Big breath in. And breathe it out. Forward fold. You're welcome to take your crow pose, crow prep, or find your transition of choice. I'm just going to move through a simple vinyasa, chaturanga to up dog, back to down dog. And then we'll take our second side. No rush. If you're playing, take your time. Whatever pose you're in, let yourself be fully present. Don't worry about what's coming next. Pay attention to your breath. Use that power of your mind, your visualization, to see where you are and to be where you are. From down dog, big toes come together, left leg high, breathe in. Exhale, stop, hop your right foot forward between your hands. Inhale, rise, left knee to chest, round through your spine. Exhale, lunge, leaning forward, hands back, heart forward. Inhale, high crescent. Exhale, release your hands down. Just one time, hop, switch your feet, breathe in. Exhale, step your right foot forward to meet your left. Inhale, right away into your chair. Find your breath, stay. Play with crow or forward folds. Meet in a down dog, a child's pose. You choose the transition, how and when you arrive. Give yourself the time to really feel and be in whatever shape you're in. Eventually, find a child's pose, a down dog, a seat as I am, anywhere that you can rest, and we'll take a good 5 breaths to just feel, to integrate a little bit of what happened, some of that core strength, shoulder strength, maybe playing with moving upside down in crow, and then eventually we'll add on 5 good breaths. Find your downward facing dog if you're not already there. Feet come together, big toes touch. Right leg to the sky. This time, instead of hopping your left foot forward, you're going to take a little hop switch in the air with your legs. So right leg is going to reach up first, then your left, and you'll land with your right foot forward. So you might find it easier, I should say, to bring your hands a little closer to your feet. And it's okay if this is real awkward and you look like you're flailing or donkey kicking. No one's watching, maybe your pets. Right leg up, breathe in, hop switch, right leg forward. We'll rise to a high crescent lunge, adjust as you need. Arms to the sky. A moment here, breathe in. Open to warrior two, exhale. Take some time, feel your hips a little bit more open. Typically in handstand, we're doing hips a little bit more closed, so in line with each other, but allow this to be a little relief, a little switch, a little change in your body. Star pose as you inhale, heels and toes out, reach wide. And then exhale, forward fold over your legs. And I like to adjust my feet so they're a little bit more parallel in my forward folds. Option to stay, move around a little bit here. Option to play with moving into handstand with your legs wide. And sometimes that can be easier because you're taking your weight out to the sides. If you want to play, for me it's a funky little lean and then an awkward little hop. Hands flat, come onto your toes, lift your hips. Maybe you just play with lifting your heels and your hips a little higher, shifting your weight. Maybe you start to look in between or in front of your fingertips and hop your bottom up. You might snap, crackle, and pop. You might catch a little hang time or not. When you're ready, or if you're over it or not doing it, just hang out in your forward folds. Feet wide. Head and neck relaxed. Turn toward your right foot. Find your low lunge, bend your right knee, take a big breath in. Exhale to pyramid, so right leg works towards straight. You can keep your back heel lifted in this long version, or you can step your back heel up, more traditional pyramid, and place your foot down at an angle. Wherever you are, try to draw your right hip back, left forward, breathe in. Maybe right hand to your low back to feel that it's flat and even. And then exhale, fold. I feel this a lot in my hamstrings, my calf. Notice where you feel it in your experience, your body, and breathe there. And then start to shift your weight forward into your front foot. Lift your back leg. This might be more of a supported warrior three or a standing splits. A lot on your right leg, so if that becomes too much, release to forward fold. Or if you want to play with some handstand hops from standing splits, you can take a simple lift of your left leg. Option to let your right leg hang out like an L shape. Option to take your right knee into your chest, like your knee to nose. For me, that helps activate my core a little bit more. Option to do a little hop switch, left foot, then right, you land left. Left, right, land. Right, left, land. And there's a ton of stuff going on, and people will say all different kinds of things of where to look, what to focus on. For me, it's less about thinking, more about doing and just playing, making those little adjustments, refinements, if you can find some hang time. But in the meantime, feel free, without flailing or without moving in a way that feels unsafe, just to get your weight onto your hands a little bit. Forward fold is your release. Take your time. Lift halfway, breathe in when you arrive. Fold, let it go. Heel toe your feet out wide. Let's take a rag doll. Hold opposite elbows. Head and neck can relax. Sway side to side. And then hands down, heels in, toes out, sit low for your squat. Feet can always go wider, so adjust as your body's asking. Your Malasana, hands to heart. Press your elbows into your knees, inner knees, knees into your elbows. Lift up and out. Find a sense of engagement through your pelvic floor. A little lift here. Breathe. You can stay. You can come back to a child's pose. Roll out your wrists. You can take your down dog, a vinyasa. Another chance to play with crow. crow to headstand. I'll demo that if you want to play. Please make sure you're honoring and being safe in your neck, your cervical spine if you're moving upside down. I'm going to scoot back just a little bit. For me, crow to headstand is a fun one. Hands down, knees climb high to triceps. This time I am going to allow my chin to tuck into my chest a little, come onto the crown of your head. And you really want the top, not your hairline, not the back. You can stay with your knees on your elbows. Just find that you're upside down here. Lift your shoulders out of your ears, hang out, or maybe one knee lifts off your tricep, the other finding some core strength, or perhaps both. Move slowly. Come back down the way you went up if you're gonna fall, or tuck and roll. So I bring my knees back to my triceps, or feet to the ground if I'm gonna fall. And then back into your resting pose, whatever shape that is right now. I'm gonna take a child's pose with my hands in a little prayer behind my head, stretch through my triceps, and breathe. In your time, second side, moving from downward facing dog into your three-legged dog, feet together, big toes touch, this time left leg to the sky. So taking a hop switch of your legs to move forward, you can let this give you some air time, some hang time like a handstand. You might choose to bring your hands a little closer to your feet. Left leg up, then right. You land with your left leg. So left, right, land. Right foot steps back. Make your way to your high crescent lunge. I always have to do a little adjustment. And then settle. A lot of us feel like it's unnatural to be on our hands or upside down. Our feet are grounding, feel rooted. So feel that connection through your feet. And then think about as a little kid, all the times you went upside down or played. Big breath in. Warrior two, open it out. A little openness for your hips. Reach through your fingertips, take up space. And sometimes I think about like a warrior two shape when I'm upside down. How stretching wider can help me feel more balanced. Rather than having to be small and narrow and perfectly aligned, how can I take up space, own it? Inhale to star pose, heels in, toes out, reach wide. Exhale to forward fold, you might adjust your feet again, toes in, heels out, or parallel. Fold it forward. And then option to stay. Feel the stretch, move around. This is a nice chance to get creative, to really feel into your own body, your own practice. Or if you want to take those wide-legged handstand hops or prep, hands down, lean forward, weight into your fingers, lift your heels. You can do that a few times, heels and hips high. I'm looking between my fingertips. Sometimes I like to look a little bit more forward to really get my weight forward. And then if you like some hops, for me it's not very graceful. I land a little loud, but have fun with it. Play or stay or do whatever feels best right now for you. Let's take 2 more breaths. Hands down, feet down if they're in the air. Turn toward your left foot, find your low lunge. Breath in. Your version of pyramid as you exhale, left leg towards straight. Right heel lifted, you can stay in this long one or step your right heel in, foot at an angle. Even out your hips. Left hand to your low back if that's helpful, left hip back, right forward without overdoing that exaggerated adjustment. Let your head and neck relax as best you can. You can always have a bend in your left knee, especially if you feel especially tight there. Back of your left leg. And then make your way toward a standing splits, weight into your left foot, hands a little forward, right leg to the sky. Stay here. Forward fold if you're playing on the other side or want to play on this side. Moving into handstand. I'll go through the different options I gave last time. You might have even more that you like. Plant your palms, lean forward, find your gaze between your fingers. If you look back to your leg, you're probably gonna flip all the way over. So I think of right leg high, left leg just barely hovers off the ground, making like an L. Or right leg high, left knee to chest, finding core strength. Or hop switching legs, right left, left right. Or a simple kick up, reach up. Some folks also like to do like a splits, one leg forward, one leg back. Sometimes that gives you the sense of expansion, like that warrior two imagery. Use the power of your visualization, if you did that at the beginning, to see yourself in the shape of handstand before you move into it. So you're telling your body through the power of your mind what it's capable of, where it's going, giving it a little roadmap. And eventually forward fold. Please feel free to keep playing, take your time. Lift halfway, breathe in. Folds, breathe out. Take your feet a little wider, so maybe hip distance apart. You might have to bend your knees to get your palms flat. So we're just gonna shift some weight forward into your fingertips, lift your heels a little. You can stay like that, belly to thighs is where I'm at. Or you can play with lifting one foot toes to wrist, toes to forearm, little taps. This is nice for your core, your hip flexors. Eventually, which I will probably never do, but if you wanted to move into a press handstand, you kind of find this weight forward and feet lift. Just a little conditioning exercise. When you're done with that, keep your feet wide, slide your hands, palms facing up underneath your feet for gorilla pose. Again, feet might be, or knees might be super bent here. Try to get your toes all the way to your wrist creases. Massage with your toes, let your head and neck relax. Shake a yes and no, release any tension in your neck. Handstands can be really trapezius heavy, so that big trapezoid shaped or diamond shaped muscle that originates at the base of your skull moves down the sides of your neck, upper shoulders, and then points down your back. That kind of helps to lift your shoulders up, and sometimes that'll get real tight. Release your hands out from under. Heel toe your feet in together. Tuck and curl into a little ball. Lift your heels, drop your bottom. Round your forehead to your knees. Breathe here. And then find your way to a boat pose. Bottom down, hover your shins, hands can come behind your legs, lift your heart, relax your shoulders. If you like, arms wide. If you like a little bit more arms to the sky, legs straight. I'm gonna stay right here today, breathe. Feel that power, that heat in your belly. Feel the confidence to know that whatever happened today, whatever happens eventually, if you continue to practice these, doesn't define who you are as a yoga practitioner, as a person, but that you do have the strength and the confidence to move into some of those shapes if you'd like. One more big inhale. Exhale, release. Let's take feet together, knees wide. Lift your heart for a cobbler's pose, and exhale, hinge it forward. Full breath in. One more exhale. Lift yourself up. Make your way to a tabletop position, however you want to get there. Nice transition through a vinyasa or a simple rollover like I'm doing. Tabletop to puppy pose. So hips stay above your knees. This is kind of like an extended child's pose. Walk your hands forward, forehead, chin, or chest toward the ground. You choose the level of back bend. Breathe into your upper back, your chest, and then down your back, middle and low back, belly. And slowly release. Walk your hands back in. And take another wrist stretch like we did when we started. So that could be turning fingertips out, all the way back. Some rocks forward and back or side to side. You can take a cow and cat like this. If that feels like enough, hang out or come out. If you want more, flip your palms facing up, fingertips back, one at a time, or both at the same time. A little lean back or some movement. Not going too far, but giving yourself a little sensation to stretch and release. Back to tabletop. This one's a little funky, so I'll walk you through it. I like my knees slightly wider and slightly closer to my wrists for this. You're gonna take your left forearm in front of your right knee. So palm facing up, forearm is down, elbow is bent. My upper arm is upright. Right knee is gonna come onto your left forearm. So however you need to kind of wiggle yourself in. And then use your right knee as a little self-massage tool. It can be closer to your elbow, closer to your wrist, even on your hand. Watch any watches or jewelry that you have on. Your body weight, so you decide how much or how little, and when that feels like enough, switch. Right forearm in front of your left knee. Give yourself a little massage. And slowly release. Find your way to a Sphynx Pose. Come down onto your belly, your hips, with your forearms parallel to each other. Elbows below your shoulders. Roll your shoulders back. So we'll cross our arms, getting into our upper back, rhomboids as well as trapezius area. This will feel different for each of us. If it doesn't feel great to do both arms, you can do one at a time. I'm gonna take my right hand, press it down to lift my elbow, thread my left arm to the right. So option to stay here, right arm reaches forward, or cross your right arm to the left. Palms face out, kind of shimmy them down below your collarbones, and then let your head and your neck relax. For me, I'm not close to the ground. You might be able to touch your forehead down. You decide when that's enough. You unthread and take it in the opposite direction. Right arm left, left arm right, or just one arm. And then slowly unwind if you're still all bound up. We'll open through the front of our chest and shoulders. I'm gonna roll left first, so arms wide in a T, palms face down, right hand comes by your side, roll onto your left hip. You can kickstand your right foot behind you, it can come in front. Some people can roll all the way onto their low back here, taking a full twist. Don't push it, just find where you feel sensation. Remember to keep breathing. Continue to notice what's happening, what you feel, what you associate with every moment, every sensation. And then when you're ready, take it to your belly and all the way to the other side. Right arm extends, left hand plants, roll onto your right hip. I'm just gonna move this. Kickstand and find that stretch in the opposite direction. When you feel like your two sides are even, back onto your belly, a simple rollover onto your back. However you want to get there, if you want to swing your legs around. Feet to the ground, knees to the sky. Figure 4, right ankle over your left thigh. Stay like this, hug it into your chest. If you like a twisted version, or if you want to extend your bottom leg straight and lower, or if there's another way you like to take this stretch, of course, find it. Give a little stretch to your hips, your glutes. Anywhere else you feel sensation. Lots of back of the leg lifting and stabilizing in some of the shapes we found today. and then release. Switch to the opposite side. Find your version here, remembering that it doesn't have to be perfectly symmetrical, and it usually isn't. And when that feels like the same amount of time or like you've had enough, you can release. A little bridge pose, hands by your sides, feet below your knees. Press firmly into your legs, turn on the back of your legs, or firmly into your feet, turn on the back of your legs, glutes and hamstrings to lift your hips. And then palms flat or interlace. Breathe into the front side of your body, low belly, ribs, chest. And in your time, roll it down. Whatever last shapes you like, a happy baby, a knees to chest, a twist. Take any and all of them. And be sure to give yourself some time to find stillness and a moment to really integrate everything. Your Shavasana could be on your back. It could be seated, on your belly, on your side. Wherever you are, melt your shoulders down your back. Close your eyes or have a soft gaze. Relax your face. Check in. Physically, mentally, energetically, what's happening right now? And as you're ready to come back, find small movements, little wiggles, stretches. Maybe a full body extension and up to a seat if you're not there right now. Go slowly, carefully. There's no rush. Eventually place your palms together in front of your heart. Thank yourself for making the time to move, to breathe, to play a little bit. And remember that the shapes teach us about our bodies, build strength, stability, flexibility, help to cleanse and tone. But they're certainly not a reflection of who we are. It's not about what we can achieve or what it looks like. It's more about how we feel. Coming back home to your body. Hopefully this encouraged a little bit of play, a little exploration today. We'll bow our heads in silence to close this practice. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you very soon.